Today, we're going to piece together a story from the fragments of a broken world. It's a world desperately trying to remember its past, to have any hope of saving its future.
And our story starts with that one chilling line. The bombs stopped falling, sure. The sirens went quiet. But what came next? Well, it definitely wasn't peace. It was something else entirely. A world in ruins, now haunted by something new.
So, what exactly happened after the war? The answer, it turns out, is buried in a secret history, one that the survivors are just now starting to uncover. So here's how it all went down, and it's pretty grim. First, the war ends. Then, almost immediately, these monstrous, inhuman creatures start hunting the survivors. But then, by pure chance, a group stumbles upon a hidden government facility. And what they find inside is just shocking. Turns out the warring nations hadn't just used bombs. They had weaponized time itself, literally tearing the fabric of reality apart.
In the middle of all this chaos, the scientists who saw this horrific end coming, they left something behind. But what exactly were these so-called time capsules they scattered all over the globe?
Yeah, see, the capsules weren't what you'd expect. No secret weapons, no lost technology. They were basically archives of memory. We're talking letters, diaries, maps, a desperate message in a bottle sent to the year 2050. And it had one single crucial goal: make sure this never, ever happens again. The whole idea was that the only way to build a real peace is to remember your mistakes, not just try to erase them.
And that brings us right to our main story, the mission to get those memories back before it's too late. Okay, so fast forward 2 decades. We meet John. He's 25, and he's the leader of a small group of survivors. He and his team, well, they've dedicated their entire lives to one single mission: finding every last one of those capsules.
And let me tell you, their existence is hanging by a thread. The outposts they've managed to build are like these small, fortified towns, but each one can only support about 200 people. I mean, it is a constant, daily struggle for survival in a world that pretty much wants them gone.
Their whole reality is just harsh. It's split in two, really. Daylight hours are for scavenging, these desperate runs to find food, to find ammo. But the moment the sun goes down, the world belongs to the monsters. The hunters, well, they become the hunted.
And a mission for memory like this one, you know it's going to come at an incredibly high price.
So while they're out searching for the 5th capsule, John's team of 20 decides to camp for the night at an old, abandoned train station. They think they're safe. Spoiler, they're wrong. In the dead of night, the monsters attack.
And the cost is just devastating. 5 of their friends are killed. 3 more are badly wounded. It's a brutal, brutal reminder that every single capsule they find has a price, and it's paid in blood.
But it turns out the monsters aren't the only threat out there. As they get closer to the truth, they find out they're not the only ones looking for these capsules.
While they're tracking that 5th capsule, high up in these contaminated mountains they call the Iron Peaks, John's team gets this sinking feeling. They're being watched. And sure enough, another group of survivors is shadowing them. The race for the past has just turned into a war for the future.
And this other group? They're not interested in remembering the past. They want to repeat it. Their leader actually reveals this terrifying plan: use the capsule's secrets to control time once more, and then rebuild civilization under their absolute rule.
So the battle lines are drawn, right? It couldn't be clearer. John's team is fighting to make sure the horrors of the war are never, ever repeated. Meanwhile, their rivals are trying to get the power to start it all over again, but this time with them in charge. It's literally a battle for what the future is even going to mean.
Then, right in the middle of this new conflict, a single, totally accidental discovery changes everything.
Okay, get this scene in your head. John's team tracks the 6th capsule to an abandoned warehouse, but the rivals are already there. You've got a standoff, which gets interrupted by, you guessed it, a monster attack. In all the panic, the rival leader drops the capsule. John grabs it and runs, but in the dark, he trips, and the container shatters everywhere.
So he's fumbling for his flashlight, trying to gather up all the scattered contents. A monster just looms out of the darkness. But as the beam of his flashlight hits its face, the creature actually pulls back. It's scared. After 2 decades of being hunted, in one single moment, they finally find the monster's critical weakness. They are afraid of light. I mean, this is a total game changer. It gives them a weapon, an advantage, and maybe most importantly, it gives them hope. And among all the scattered stuff from the capsule, they find a photo with coordinates on the back. and it leads them not to the warehouse but to the capsule's real hiding spot.
So after hours of digging with their bare hands, they finally unearth the real sixth capsule. They're closer than they've ever been to the truth. They're armed with this crucial advantage against the monsters, but now they're facing a ruthless human enemy.
All right, so let's quickly recap where we're at. They have a game-changing advantage against the monsters, light. They've secured 6 of the 10 capsules. But, and it's a big but, they're now in a direct race against a rival group with some seriously dangerous ambitions. With only 4 capsules left, the final stretch of this mission has officially begun.
Which leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? You've got 2 groups fighting for the records of the past. One is trying to heal the world, and the other wants to rule it. With everything on the line, who is going to win the race for the future?